guys, let's talk about the Maryland man, in quotations, Abrego Garcia. Now, for months, the Democrats were actually going down there to El Salvador, to the illegal alien's home country, and demanding that he be released. Now, the Democrats going down there, it completely backfired, even though Abrego Garcia is actually back in the U.S. But it's not working out in the Democrats' favor. He was brought back because he was officially charged with human trafficking in this country. Now, Democrats were actually trying to take a victory lap talking about, oh, he needed due process. No, he had already got due process. And they said, yeah, you can actually be deported. Now, this is a new charge right here on human trafficking. This is completely different. And now he's about to find out big time. Now, whenever he actually goes to trial, I believe when he's convicted, I do believe he will be convicted, he should actually do his time in El Salvador. Now, will that actually happen? I'm not really sure because this is a federal case, and they're probably going to argue that he needs to be in federal prison in the U.S. But regardless, man, the Maryland man is never seen the light of day in this country for a very, very long time. Now, I put up a video talking about how a judge wanted to release him. And the judge is basically saying, oh, he's not a flight risk. But there's a problem here, guys. President Trump is not dumb. So whenever this judge actually releases him, guess what? He's not getting out free. He's not going to his family. He will be retained into ICE custody. And guess what? We're finding out that Abrego Garcia, oh, the human trafficker, the wife beater, he's not such a tough guy. This man is terrified of President Trump. So terrified, guess what? He doesn't even want to be released from jail, folks. Yeah, he does not want to be released from jail. Why? Well, this man is terrified that Trump is going to send him back to El Salvador. Let's get into it. So right over here, guys, judge gives Abrego Garcia's attorneys the one thing they were hoping for. And that one thing is to actually not be released on bail, at least not yet, because he's terrified of Trump. It says here on the Daily Caller, a federal judge on Friday granted a request by Abrego Garcia's attorneys to keep him in jail until his next hearing, a maneuver intended to prevent him from being deported by the U.S. Abrego Garcia, an illegal alien currently detained in Tennessee on human smuggling charges, requested U.S. Magistrate Judge Barbara Holmes to delay his release from criminal custody until a July hearing, arguing that the Trump administration intended to detain him the moment he was released and swiftly deport him to a third country. And he would just go to El Salvador, probably until his trial. Don't really care. But anyway, despite aggressively pushing back on some of the claims made by Abrego Garcia's attorneys in their motion, the judge ultimately granted their request. Quote, the United States submits that it does not oppose a delay in the issuance of the court's forthcoming release order, Holmes wrote in a response, according to court documents. Abrego Garcia's counsel acknowledged the irony of their request earlier Friday, noting that he had spent the last 2 weeks contesting his detention in Tennessee, and federal prosecutors had previously requested he remain detained before his trial, as he should be. The Salvadorian man was originally expected to be released Wednesday, where federal immigration agents intended to assume custody, and he's terrified of that. I guess maybe initially he was thinking, you know what? I'm going to go and see my wife and beat her up some more. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're going to find out that Trump is in charge. You're not going to be back on the street. Anyway, the decision by Holmes delays further action until his next court hearing on July 16th, according to court documents. Abrego Garcia, accused of being an MS-13 gang member by the Trump administration, is currently being jailed in Tennessee on charges that he participated in a years-long conspiracy to smuggle illegal aliens across the country. Yeah, we got that. We actually have that on video footage by Body Cam in Tennessee. Federal prosecutors allege he conducted more than 100 trips over the course of roughly a decade, typically driving from Texas to his residence in Maryland, transporting illegal aliens, guns, and narcotics. ICE agents removed Abrego Garcia back to El Salvador in March, an action that quickly attracted national attention due to the fact that he had previously been granted a withholding of removal order, barring his deportation to the country. An array of Democrats, including Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen and later a group of House lawmakers, flew to El Salvador, making themselves look like fools too, to highlight his case and demand he be returned to the U.S. No, really what they wanted him released back on the streets in the U.S. That's what they wanted. I mean, really, when it comes to his process, he had already got it. They kept arguing for due process, which means they wanted more process, but ultimately they wanted him back on the street, smuggling illegals across the country. That's what they wanted, and that benefits Democrats with more congressional seats. Why do you think that California has so many congressional seats and so many electoral votes? It's not by U.S. citizen population. They're just going by total population, which is crazy. And I find it funny, man, this dude, not such a tough guy. He's panicking. He doesn't want to go in ICE custody. He knows what's up. Well, he should have thought about all this before, one, you joined MS-13, two, before you actually became an illegal alien, and three, when you started committing crimes here in this country, and you're not even a citizen. And really, nobody should be been doing what he was doing. No one. Absolutely pathetic, man. He's not a tough guy. He is not a tough guy. And now the judge is going to baby him in a jail because he's too much of a bitch and he can't take the heat. What's the old saying, guys? If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Well, obviously, he couldn't take the heat. Why did you even go in the kitchen? So there you have it, guys. This man is weak. He is weak. And no matter what, he's going in ICE custody. And eventually he will be back in El Salvador. It'll be glorious, guys, next month. And next month when I'm assuming ICE is actually going to get him, send him back to El Salvador until his trial. That's what should happen. And I'm pretty sure Bukele is going to welcome him with open arms back in that prison. Yeah, send him to CCOT, where the worst of the worst is, because that's his home country. And Abrego Garcia is one of the worst, man. Gonna leave right there, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.